On Beyond Zebra by Dr. Seuss.
What's that say?
100 years of Dr. Seuss, or 100 Dr. Seuss, so I don't know whether it's 100 years.
Yeah, the rest of it's in foreign. Yeah. If you can read the foreign, you can't put
It's
you can't
not
put anything.
foreign, it just says centennial or something, doesn't it?
Oh, Seuss Centennial. Yeah. I thought it was German.
Don't know.
Anyway. On Beyond Zebra. To Helen. We haven't got any Helens.
No, come on, keep going.
Said Conrad Cornelius O'Donnell Odell, my very young friend who is learning to spell, the A is for ape, and the B is for bear. The C is for camel, the H is for hare, the M is for mouse, and the R is for rat. I know all the 26 letters like that.
Good for him.
Uh-oh, you ain't going to do a lot. Through to Z, not Z, Z.
No, you
Z.
have to say Z because it's
Z.
Yeah, but if you don't say Z, then it doesn't rhyme with the words.
What words?
When it gets to the end.
No, I'm going to say Z because that's the proper way of saying it.
That's only the English way of saying it.
Well, we're talking to English people. Well,
Yeah,
and
but
Americans,
I was just gonna
and
say-
Saudi
and they would
Arabia,
probably say
and
Z.
Malaysia, and
they would
Australia,
probably say Z.
and
Anyway,
Uzbekistan,
Carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
and all our friends out in Indonesia. We know you're looking and we know you're listening. Through to Z is for zebra. I know them all well, said Conrad Cornelius O'Donnell Odell. So now I know everything anyone knows from beginning to end, from the start to the close, because Z is far more
Is as far as the alphabet goes.
Is as far as the alphabet goes.
Put your glasses on. They're sat on top of your head at the moment.
Yeah, I was looking for them earlier. They're on top of my head. Yeah.
Can you see it now? Then he almost fell flat on his face on the floor when I picked up the chalk and drew one letter more. A letter he never had dreamed of before. And I said, you can stop if you want with the Z.
Z.
Because most people stop with the Z.
Z.
But not me. Z rhymes with me. Z doesn't.
Well, Z's the right way of saying it.
Rhyming.
Z. In the places I go, there are things that I see that I never could spell if I stopped with the Z.
With the Z.
I'm telling you this because you're the one of my friends. My alphabet starts where your alphabet ends.
My alphabet starts with this letter called Yuz.
Yuz.
It's the letter I use to spell Yuzamatuz.
Yous and my twos.
You'll be sort of surprised what there is to be found once you go beyond Z and start poking around.
I'm trying to figure out what the reference to the picture is
might
to
be
the story.
That picture might be a Yuzamatuz.
Oh, is that a Yuzmatus?
Could be.
Yous and my twos. Use on my twos. Stop stepping on my feet. You use on my twos.
That's a really nasty Scottish accent. Don't try it.
I wasn't trying to do Scottish.
Oh, my life.
That is Welsh.
Go on.
So, on Beyond Zebra, explore. Like Columbus, discover new letters. Like Wum is for Wumbus, my high-spouting whale who lives high on a hill and who never comes down till it's time to refill. And so, on Beyond Z, it's high time you were shown that you really don't know where all there is to be known. I wonder what that is.
I don't know. Maybe we'll
Part of a
find
tree,
out
I think.
if we carry on reading.
Ooh.
Then just step a step further. Past Wum is for Wumbus, and there you'll find and the is for Umbus, a sort of a cow with one head and one tail. But to milk this great cow, you need more than one pail. She has 98 teats that give milk quite nicely, perhaps 99, I forget just precisely. And boy, she is something most people don't see, because most people stop at the Z. But not me. I
scramble through swamp and through swamp, where the letters get better, the letters like hump, there's a really handy letter. What's handy about it? You just can't spell without it.
True that. Stick it up your jumper.
Yeah.
If you stay home with a zebra, you're stuck in a rut. But on beyond zebra, you're anything but. Why, I know a fine fancy letter called fuddle. I use it in spelling Miss Fuddle Dee Duddle. And oh, what a bird of a bird of a bird of. Her tail is the longest that's ever been heard of. So long and so fancy she'd be in a fix if she didn't have helpers. It takes about 6 to tag along hoisting Miss Fuddle Dee Duddle's wonderful tail out of muddle dee puddles. And Glick is for Glicker, who lives in wild weeds and spends his time juggling fresh cinnamon seeds, which he's usually able to find in great number, excepting, of course, in the month of September. When cinnamon seeds aren't around in great number. So that month he juggles with seeds of cucumber.
Cucumbers are in short supply at the moment.
Well,
You're only allowed to have 3 from the supermarkets in this country. You're limited.
That's why,
rationing.
That's why your mum's growing them.
Yeah,
In
rationing.
the greenhouse. And N is the letter I use to spell nutchers, who live in small caves known as niches for hutchers. These nutchers have troubles, the biggest of which is the fact there are many more nutchers than niches. Each nutch in a niche knows that some other nutch would like to move into his niche very much. So each nutch in a niche has to watch that small niche, or nutchers who haven't got niches will snitch. Then we go on to snee. And the snee is for sneedle, a terrible kind of ferocious mosquito, whose humdinger stinger is sharp as a needle.
The sneedle's too tough to be killed with a smack, so he has to be hunted on elephant back. And your eyes and the elephant's eye have to be keen, and you have to aim fast, and you have to hit clean. And the bullet you shoot is a stale kidney bean that you've dunked for 3 weeks in old sour kerosene, which is awfully hard work, so it's easy to see why most people stop at the Z, but not me.
The Z, but not
Z.
me. Be a rhymer, baby. When you go beyond zebra, who knows? There's no telling what wonderful things you might find yourself spelling. Like Quan is for, Quan, maybe. Yeah, Quan is for quandary, who lives on a shelf in a hole in the ocean alone by himself. And he worries each day from the dawn's early light, and he worries, just worries, far into the night. He just stands there and worries. He simply can't stop. Is his top side his bottom, or bottom side top?
A quandary's a real thing.
Yeah, I know.
It's not made up.
No. See, that's the letter for it.
A thnad.
And the nad.
And thnad is for fnadders. And they said, what's the matter?
You said Thadders.
No, I said fnadners.
Nadners.
I said fnadners.
Nadners.
Fnadners.
Okay.
The big one you see as the smaller one's shadow. The shadow is the small strap. Thadner should be his. I don't understand it, but that's how it is. A terrible mix-up in shadows, and G, a whiz.
See, he's got a teeny tiny shadow. He's got a big long shadow.
Yeah. Does make sense, does it?
It is Dr. Seuss after all. And spaz is a letter I use to spell spasm, a beast who belongs to the Nazim of Basim. Handy for travelling, that's why he has him. More easy to pack than a suitcase or grip. Those horns carry all that he needs on a trip. A thread and a needle for mending his socks, his toothbrush, a cup, and 2 3-handed clocks. And his velvet umbrella, his vegetable chopper, and also his gold-plated popping corn popper. And the grasshopper cage for his favourite grasshopper. It's me again. And floob is for floob booba bab booba boobs, who bounce in the water like blubbery
Flub,
tubs.
booba, bab, booba, bubs.
Yeah, whatever. Tubs. They're no good to eat. You can't cook them like steaks, but they're handy in crossing small oceans and lakes.
It's got a big word in there.
Yeah.
And Zats is the letter I use to spell That's It, whose nose is so high that nobody pats it. And patting his lonely old nose is the least that a fella could do for this fine friendly beast. So to get there and do it, I built an invention, the three-seater That's It nose patting extension. If you try to drive one, you'll certainly see why most people stop at the Z, but not me.
The Z, but not me. Ooh, eyes.
Eyes. And jog is my letter for spelling jogoons, who doodle around in the far desert dunes. Just doodle around, crooning very sad tunes about peppermint peanuts and pebbles and prunes, and paint pots and polka dots, pinheads and pigs, and their grandmothers, grandfathers, stepsisters' wigs. So you see, there's no end to the things you might know, depending how far beyond zebra you go. I've a letter called Flun, and the flun is for Flunnel, the softish, nice fellow who hides in a tunnel. He only comes out of his hole, I'm afraid, when the right kind of softish, nice music is played. On a kind of a hunting horn called a ogrunth, because it's Irish, ogrunth. And to learn how to play, it takes month after month of practicing. Isn't much fun, and besides it's quite heavy, weighs almost a tonth. That's why people bother to play the old grunt, so the Flunnel's been out of his tunnel just once. And way past Z is a letter called itch, and the itch is for itchopods, animals which race around back and forth and back through the air on a very high sidewalk between here and there. They're afraid to stay there. They're afraid to stay here. They think there is too far. They think here is too near. And since here is too near and out there is too far, they are too scared to roost wheresoever they are. Okay.
There's a letter called Yek, and the Yek is for Yeko, who howls in an underground grotto in Gecko. These Yekos love echoes, and this is their motto. For best Yeko echoes, try Gecko, our grotto.
Yours are quite short, and mine are like half a page. Oh, the things you can find if you don't stay behind. On a world near the sun live two brothers called Vrooms, who strangely enough are built sort of like brooms. And they're stuck all alone up there high in the blue, and so to kill time, just for something to do, each one of these fellows takes turns with the other in sweeping the dust off his world with his brother.
Yeah, see? That's what he's doing.
Yeah. At least they're tidy.
And hi is my letter for Hi Gargalorum, for getting me places real fast. I'm all for 'em. They puffle along and their brakes never squeak, and they run every hour, every day of the week, from the town of North Nub to the town of East Ounce, making stops at West Bunglefield, Yupster and Jones, and at Ipswich and Nipswich.
I've been in Ipswich.
I know. And also South Bounce, and another small town that's too hard to pronounce.
Ipswich is in
Suffolk, isn't it?
in the folks.
Yeah.
It's the folkland of England.
Yeah.
Near Norfolk and
It's in Suffolk.
Yeah, Suffolk and Norfolk. It's quite a big port there. Not a massive port, but quite big. But it's very near the biggest port in England, which is Felixstowe.
And did you know that in the probably early 1980s or late 1970s, the captain of the football team, Ipswich Town, was Paul Mariner.
Or, like, is he a
That's
seaman?
in there.
Paul Mariner. Paul Mariner, the
just
seaman.
A very odd piece of general knowledge that I have from somewhere.
And to get from Ipswich to Felixstowe, you have to go over the Orwell Bridge.
Okay.
Because the River Orwell goes through Ipswich.
Like George Orwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The places I took him, I tried hard to tell. Young Conrad Cornelius O'Donnell Odell. A few brand new wonderful words he might spell. I led him around and I tried hard to show there are things beyond Z that most people don't know. I took him past Zebra as far as I could, and I think, perhaps, maybe, I did him some good.
Because finally he said, this is really great stuff. And I guess the old alphabet isn't enough.
There they are up there, look.
Now the letters he uses are something to see. Most people still stop at the Z.
Z.
But not he.
Z. A list of letters for people who do not stop at Z. Ready? Yuz.
Yuz is for yuzamaters. Glick is for glicker. Wum is for wumbus. N is for nurtures. Is for umbus. Snee is for sneedle. Humph is for humph-a-dumpher. Quan is for quandary. Fuddle is for misfuddle-de-daddle. And fnad is for fnadna.
Spaz is for spasm. Itch is for itchapods. Floob is for floob booba bab booba bubs. Yek is for yeckle. Zats is for zatsit. Vroo is for vrooms. Jog is for jogoons. Hi is for hi gargarum. Flun is for lunnel. And
What do you think we should call this one anyhow?
I think we should call it
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
graphics.
As if by magic.
Yeah. If you like it, click the thumbs up.
Ow.
If you want to get more of our books, click this. Well, you've already clicked that because you like it, so you must want to get some more. Click on subscribe because
it's
free, sit down, free. And then you get the bell, and then click on all after you've clicked on the bell, and YouTube will let you know next time we do a book, which will be in about 10 minutes. And then click on that one and share it with
on
all
your social media.
Yeah, with all your things.
Because sharing is caring.